Hi everyone, welcome back to Bottle Girl Diaries. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cindy Nansiri, formerly a bottle service girl. You're making me laugh.
Got in trouble a lot for a lot of things.
I just wanted to honestly pop bottles and be cute. Fucking boring. It's okay.
Don't touch me.
Devil,
it's like
do not go there.
Disneyland for adults. Goodbye. Put your leg up. But fuck, you're annoying. I love you, but fuck.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Bottle Girl Diaries. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cindy Nansiri, currently a bottle server in the Las Vegas industry. However, that was before the shutdown. Today we are going to meet with the beautiful Missy Posterli. She is a current DRAI'S Nightclub cocktail manager.
Operations manager.
Operations manager. But before we get started, take a minute to keep it cute and subscribe to my channel below. But don't forget to like and comment and let us know what you'd like to hear on our next week's episode. So, everybody, this is Missy.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Do I have to pop too to say hi?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure.
No, mine's just like so low that I have to like, you know.
Okay. Well, I think we're good here. I think everyone can hear you.
All right. So, you guys, Missy was my first manager when I transferred into DRAI'S Nightclub from Beach Club. So I'm going to let her take the floor, tell us a little bit about yourself and, you know, what your experience was in the industry and where are you from?
Okay. I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. Lovely little place, Northeast.
There's like, what, 12 people there?
Oh, no, 16.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger now. It's grown over the years. So originally from Youngstown, Ohio, I moved to Denver in 2009, and then it was like right in the middle of a recession, so we were trying to figure out if we were going to take our tax money and move back to Youngstown or try and come to Vegas. So
when was that?
That was 2010, early 2010.
Oh, that's right. Did we have a recession then?
It was like 2007. So it was like there were still no jobs. Like I was living in Denver and I could not find a job to save my life. So we were just trying to figure out like if we were going to move back to Youngstown or if we were just going to like take a dive and move into Vegas. And I knew someone that worked higher up at XS and DRAI'S at the time. So I hit him up and I was like, okay, I'm trying to figure out if we're gonna do this or not. Like, are there any jobs? And he was like, just come out here, we'll figure it out.
Right.
So when I got here, I went to an interview and they didn't want to hire me.
Where at though?
At DRAI'S After Hours.
Okay.
I was very homely. I looked like I was from Youngstown, Ohio, if you can imagine.
Like explain homely, because.
Well, I had no boobs, so this is pre-boobs.
Okay.
My hair was short, and it just, I was homely, okay? I looked like Bambi on ice. I didn't have like a confidence. They interviewed me, they didn't want to hire me, which is fine, totally understandable. Luckily, I knew somebody that worked for them, and I was able to kind of get in there anyway.
Right.
And I've been with DRAI'S ever since.
Okay, so for those of you, I want you to explain what After Hours is for the audience who's not in the industry. So explain DRAI'S After Hours, because when most people hear about DRAI'S, they think, oh my God, I went to that place one time. It was like 2 a.m. and I didn't come out till about 2 p.m. the next day.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's
the devil.
It's like
Do not go there.
Disneyland for adults. It's my favorite place in the world.
Disneyland for adults.
Dude, I swear to God, like I can go to DRAI'S After Hours and just like you just disappear, and that's like their whole thing is like you just disappear in the basement, and it sounds kind of creepy, but it's actually like the greatest place. You've been there, and I know you understand how great it is. So don't give me that look, because
well, that's why when we worked on Sunday nights, I wanted to get cut early so I could go down to DRAI'S After Hours and party.
Yes, no, it really is a great place, and I loved it. It was small. It was like a little family, and I cocktailed there forever. And eventually, when we opened the nightclub, I was able to get promoted to a manager and then move into that. So
do you miss being working as a bottle girl, or do you like the managerial aspect of it?
I definitely don't miss cocktailing.
Why?
Well, I wasn't very good at it. I wasn't. I'm a horrible upseller. Like I can't. It's hard for me to ask someone for money or to like upgrade their bottle to a bit. Like I understand the concept behind it, but like I never felt like I had that like, hey, let me. I can't. Like I'm just awkward as fuck. Like so, for me, it wasn't like a thing that I can just like schmooze guys into buying things. I was very efficient. I was a very good cocktail waitress. Like I could bust the hell out of your table. Got like all the buckets on my arms. I could bring out 5 bottles at once by myself. But actually like selling was not a strong suit for me. So
okay. So basically you were a shoo-in because you knew somebody.
Yes.
Which is a huge thing in the industry. I mean, I think that like basically if you know somebody, they'll hire you whether you have the experience or not. But I also think that they wouldn't pick somebody that they felt was totally out there, right?
That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true.
So,
well, I mean, but in this industry, you have a lot of men that they see a girl that has a very, very good look to her and they think, oh, I want her to come work at this club because she's going to sell based on her look. And that's not always the case. You know, I can have a really hot server that has no personality and can't sell shit.
Right.
You know, and that's what's hard as a manager. You get these people that are a must hire from these higher up managers that tell you, okay, you have to hire this person.
Right.
And then they suck.
Right.
And they might look good, which is awesome. You know, you want to have a good looking staff, but if you're not going to deliver on the cocktailing part, you know, at least I was a hard worker when I cocktailed. I might not have been, you know, a Vegas cocktail look when I first moved out here, and I might not have been able to upsell, but at least I was like hardworking.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. That's true. I mean, it is a lot of hard work, and you have to have thick skin to be in this industry, I think.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. Obviously, like I'm from a small town in Utah, and you're from a small town in Ohio. So what was your stereotype or perspective on kind of how Vegas girls carry themselves compared to Ohio girls?
Oh my God, the difference in people from Ohio from here is just, I can't even describe the difference. But when I first moved out here, it was so long ago, it was 2010. So it wasn't, there was no eyelashes. Like, yeah, people had fake boobs and stuff, but the difference in the way that cocktail servers have evolved since then, I feel like it's just so much of a difference over 10 years now.
Right.
It's a long, God, I've just aged myself. Fuck. But I mean, girls back home are beautiful, but very, very simple. You know, like my friends back home, they don't care about social media. They don't care about how many followers they have. They don't videotape every single thing that they do.
True.
You know, I'm the one that when we go somewhere, I'm like, I have my phone out, videotaping her. They're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm posting on my story. And like, what's this? What do you mean your story? Like, they don't care about stuff like that. You know, they're not retarded, but they don't care about social media the way that people do out here. They don't care about bags and shoes, and that's just not how it is back home. It's very, very simple.
Yeah, I mean, out here it's kind of like a keeping up with the Joneses
100%.
game, you know.
Yes.
So I think that if you know how to have a good balance set aside from that, you can be that 1% that's like, you know, a little bit different from other girls out here. So I think that us coming from small towns, like we can relate to that. Like I think that we could be completely the typical stereotype, but I think we maintain a good balance, I think.
Yeah, I think the problem is that so many people start at 21 cocktailing, and it's more money than they could have ever imagined. You know, I have friends that went to grad school, 8 years of college, and aren't making $1,500, $2,500 in one day. Like that's insane. That's insane money. And these young girls, they see all this money, they take it, and then they start buying dumb shit that they don't need, and like people aren't thinking to invest or to buy houses or to, you know, just be smarter with your money. I mean, I think that's the biggest mistake that everyone makes in this industry, is that people just want to go party and spend all their money and be flashy and keep up with the Joneses. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. I can honestly say this, that like I would be like, oh, it's okay if I splurge this $500 because I'll make it back the next night.
For sure.
But if you by chance have a slow night and you only make $200, then you're out that $300. So I think it can be a counterproductive, you know, vicious cycle.
But to put that in perspective, you say only 200. Like that's what you would make in a week in Ohio, you know? And it's like, I worked a full-time job. I worked in like real estate or something back home, and I would work 40 hours a week and my paycheck would be like $400.
Yeah.
And I would give pre-shifts and tell these girls, like, you're so mad that it's a slow night, but you're gonna make $250. Like there's
in
people,
one night.
Yeah, and there's people working at fucking Walmart that are gonna have to work all week for that, you know? And
that's true.
You have to, that's what gets so frustrating about managing cocktail servers, is I constantly want to try and put that into perspective so they appreciate the job they have, and then maybe they can have a little more fun.
Right.
You know?
No, for sure. So obviously, like we've had a ton of waitresses on the channel, and I'm excited because, you know, Missy was my first manager, and I made it very...
You're awful to manage. I could say in hindsight now, because I would rather have 10 of people like this than some of the people I've had to deal with over the years. But fuck, you're annoying. I love you, but fuck.
I got in trouble for my
everything.
gum.
You got in trouble for everything.
My hair like this, you guys would be like, that. Okay, so just so you know, like with appearance standards, they want us to wear our hair down. Fucking boring.
Well, because then you get the people that just want to throw their hair on top of their head and not do their hair. It's not because of the people who want to put a little effort and make it cute.
This is effort.
Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people that want to wear a bun on top of their head because they don't feel like doing their hair that night.
That's facts.
You have to make rules because of the lazy people.
Okay, that's all facts. So we'll go into that now. So basically, I want to know what questions that girls should expect in a cocktail waitress interview.
It varies based on manager, I'm sure, but for me, I like to have a conversation because I know you're going to show me your highlight reel. Regardless of what questions I ask you, you're going to put your best foot forward.
Right.
And luckily for me, I have those 90 days to just get rid of you if you suck. But
90-day probationary period.
90-day probationary period. If you're not up to the standards, goodbye. But you know, a lot of managers will ask you, okay, name me 5 vodkas, name me 5 tequilas, name me 5 champagnes. Can you name any of those right now? You looked really worried just now. Do you know 5 high-end tequilas?
5 high-end tequilas.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be tequila? Okay. Don Julio 1942. Clase Azul. Would Casamigos Reposado count?
If you wanted to.
Okay. That's a wrong question. I can already tell. Shit. Hold on. Patron? And... oh, shit. Is she Patron? Casamigos?
But see, these are the issues that I run into is, you get stuck too because I'm asking you like off the top of your head to name these things and you get stuck, you know?
Yeah.
In an interview, that's probably
also
hard.
Too,
you're already nervous. You know?
That's true. So what else would girls expect to be asked?
Like, give me a situation. How would you upsell champagne? You know, what's your best upsell technique?
So for me, like, okay, you're the customer, so I usually find out, and I'm like, so, like, what brings you in town? What brings you in town? And then maybe he says, like, oh, I'm here for a bachelor party. And I'm like, okay, great. Well, one thing that I know is that girls will be more likely to stay at the table if you have champagne. The great thing is whoever the bachelor is, we can spell out his name. Maybe his name's like Jeff, and, you know, what we can do is if you get that bottle of champagne, we'll do that. But with this many people, I noticed that you have like 6 or more people. I would recommend getting a bigger bottle just so everybody can enjoy a full glass, especially the girls that you may invite over. Make a little friends throughout the night.
That's that win teaching.
You know?
Yeah. I know what that is. I know that upsell technique.
But I used it at DRAI'S
No, I
because
know.
we have to admit I did pretty well with my sales there.
You did.
So, you know, I would just say finding common ground. But yeah, so...
But a lot of girls would get stuck, like, I don't know, just tell them they have a lot of people and they have to get a Magnum.
Really?
Yeah, because people get nervous in interviews,
That's
you know, and
That's true.
But you want to put your best foot forward in an interview. And for me, I just like to say, you know, where are you from? Tell me about yourself. Why do you want to work at DRAI'S? And everyone's like, I like the artists. And it's like, okay.
You're all yes groupie, we know.
Yeah, but that's what it is. That's a lot of the times I ask, why do you want to work at DRAI'S specifically? And it's because they like hip hop every time.
Yeah.
It never fails.
Okay, well, that's not what I said, but, you know.
I honestly don't even remember interviewing you.
You didn't.
It was a force hire.
I was
Please just take her from beach club, move her to nightclub. I can't deal with her anymore.
That's so... Okay, so I do have a question. Like, this is one thing I've never understood. I mean, I do understand appearance and uniform standards, but why can't we have our nails like this? Like, these are cute. There's nothing wrong with them. Why can't we have our nails like this?
Which part are you asking about? Are you asking about the length,
the color,
Mm-hmm.
everything? Like, so we have just these appearance standards that I'm like, why? I just want to be cute.
You have to have a basic rule for everyone to follow, because if you don't, then people like to push the envelope just a little bit every single time.
So what is the basic, like, I would say, what is the standard?
Whatever your nude is, I can't say just nude because everyone's a different shade. Whatever your nude is, a French, those things work, because if your nails are dirty and you have black nail polish, you're just finger fucking people's ice with shit under your nails. Like, how am I supposed to be able to see if your nails are dirty when I do a lineup?
So we have a nightly lineup where you have to hold out your work cards, and they have to make sure that your 3 work cards are not expired and still valid. And then they check your nails, the color, the length, and everything. So,
you know, if you have nails the length of yours and your nails are black and you wipe your ass and your nail goes through your toilet paper, you might have shit under your nails and come to lineup and I wouldn't see it.
That's true. That's gross. Yeah,
it is gross.
And
think about it like that.
Drinks. I guess I didn't think about the length.
Of course you didn't.
But I never. Okay, I got in trouble a lot for.
You got in trouble a lot for a lot of things.
I know.
You're a gem. I really do enjoy you as a human being, but sometimes you're a pain in the ass at work.
Okay, but what did you like about me? Why was I on the dance floor? Why was I hired? You know, I want to know. Like
I might not personally want to be around you, but men might. You have a great personality when it comes to dealing with men that like women.
That's true.
You know, because you're a go-getter. You know, you're funny, you're loud. You put your leg up. You know, it's a lot.
Twerk a little bit.
Twerk a little bit. Like you put an awkward white girl on the dance floor, I can't really do much for the sales.
That's true.
But you have something about you. You know.
I can definitely sell, but my paperwork was questionable. I almost got fired a few times for that.
I don't know how you could mess up something so simple. Like here's an order. You have A, B, C, and D. Put it in order, and you're like D. I'm gonna add G, even though it's not necessary. Like you just.
I just wanted to honestly pop bottles and be cute. Like that's it. I literally just wanted.
Then go join the table. What the fuck?
But I also wanted to make money. So
I know. See, you all just want to eat your cake and whatever.
So what could you say? Is your favorite thing about this industry, your job as a whole?
I like chaos. Like I love to just be a part of something chaotic. Like you find me New Year's Eve in DJ service, like, but I like that's the thrill I get. Like I couldn't imagine just like working a basic job. It's not for me.
Yeah.
I love live music. I'm a concert junkie. So, I mean, I sound like the girls I interview, but I love working at DRAI'S because of the people I get to watch. You know, I'm standing on the dance floor watching Migos, like, with my phone like a groupie, but I love it. I love seeing those live events, and I love the way that music just, like, brings people together.
Yeah, and I feel like honestly, I feel like you have to be somebody that truly enjoys seeing people have fun and just going out, because you don't know if they've like saved up for the whole year to go there, and that's their one night of just like, you know, they're just having a great night. And that's what I try and tell the
servers in pre-shift. I'm like, you know, you think you have this 1 bottle minimum table and you don't need to pay them any attention because they're not going to spend anymore. Yeah. Number 1, that 1 bottle customer could be a millionaire and you'd have no idea.
No idea.
Number 2, those people could have saved all that money for a year or 2 years just to have one night in a Vegas nightclub and buy a bottle.
Right.
And you're going to be some bitch that hides in the back service well all night because you don't think you're going to make money off that table.
That's true.
You know, like there's so many things you have to put into perspective as a cocktail server because you never know who you're dealing with or what kind of money they have or don't have. And, you know, if you're just going to stand in the back and play with your hair all night,
right?
They're just going to remember the worst night of their life and how they wasted money on you.
Yeah, no, that's true. I do think that just being very outgoing and just being very like humble and kind to whoever, you know, the customer is at that night. I think that's very important, and that's also why I've been successful with being able to sell
because you have fun.
Yeah,
you know, you truly have fun when you're at work,
true.
and sometimes too much fun, so it gets hard for me to manage you. But that's true. Like it's a matter of having fun, and you have these girls who just stand there like what would you rather be doing? Like you're in a Vegas nightclub. Selling bottles for a living. Go work at Walmart and stand there and pass out stickers if that's what you'd rather do.
Yep.
You know, and people just take this job for granted all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I just want people to remember how fun it is.
Yeah, it's fun, and we're so blessed to be able to have the job that we do. We're pretty much getting paid to party.
You're pretty much getting paid to party and be pretty.
Right, and minus the drinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't allow any drinking.
Oh.
I know that you probably did, but...
A couple times.
I don't know anything about it.
I know. Okay, so I did want to ask you, obviously we're going through this pandemic. We're not sure when we're going to go back to work. Mm-hmm. Have you guys heard anything about going back? Or
Nada.
I mean, obviously we can't do anything without the governor's orders. Mm-hmm. So is there anything that you're currently, you know, working on at the time? Mm-hmm. I wanted to give you that opportunity to speak about it. So
well, I started a podcast.
Yes.
Missy Unfiltered. Honestly, when I started it, it was just for an outlet. Like I wasn't looking to make any crazy money or do anything like. It's really just therapy for me, because when you're isolated in your house with just your kids and your husband and, you know, your family, there's not really much of an outlet for you, you know? So when I started doing it, it was like, okay, I'm going to talk about my first episode was talking about quarantine and like what brought me to podcasting.
Right.
And so many people like reached out to say like, oh my God, I feel like this too. I'm so glad somebody finally said it. And I was like, oh damn, like what I said actually sunk in with some people, you know? So now it's just more of a therapy and it's doing really well. Like I get a lot of listens and I get a lot of feedback, and you know, I love so many people that reach out and they're like, wow, you're right. Like totally felt on this episode, or like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. Like you say so many things that are so real. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's like me getting my connection with people back that I don't get anymore at work.
Yeah. I think that the one thing that I liked about your podcast that set it aside, set it apart from other people's, is that you were very raw and real. So one thing that you said that resonated for me was you said that the industry is about 80% of our identity or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is so true, because we go through several years of working in the industry and it's like, who are you going to be outside of this? Because one thing that I notice is that there's people who truly go out every single night, have something to do every single day, night. You always have options. But with quarantine, obviously we've been limited to that. So that definitely, you know, spoke to me a lot. And I can truly say that when I did get caught up for the little bit when I was working at XS, when I first left DRAI'S, you do realize who your friends are when you stop going out partying and drinking. So, you know, I really liked that. If you guys get the opportunity, check her podcast out. It's Unfiltered, Missy Unfiltered?
Missy Unfiltered.
Missy Unfiltered. It's so good. I really, really liked it. So congratulations on that. And when did you launch that?
A month ago tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks.
So, well, if there is any advice before we go, what could you give to anybody who is in our industry or that is currently like feeling stuck and just really in that funk of like the unknown? Because I think there's a lot of people that are truly counting on going back to the industry, and I tell people you can't right now. You got to figure out something else. So what is your advice?
Well, I think as far as the industry is concerned, my best piece of advice, and I give this to everybody, is you never know who's going to be your boss. Be nice to everybody, because I as a former cocktail waitress, there were plenty of people that once I interviewed them for the nightclub, I was like, fuck no. I remember how you treated me when I was a server, and I didn't hire them. I don't care how pretty you are. I don't care how good of a server you are. If you were mean to me because I was less than you, I'm definitely not going to hire you.
Right.
So I think that's really important in this city, just because people move up. You know, people can start from a busser, be a supervisor, and then be your boss, and you were mean to them, so now you don't have a job anymore. But as far as, you know, figuring out what makes you happy, like truly happy, is I think what you need to focus on for your exit plan from the industry. And like I really found my outlet in podcasting, and it might not be like a career for me, but like that's something that makes me happy, and like I know I have that outlet. So I think so many people rely on the money and everything that comes with the industry and that identity that you have, that you just need to find what's going to make you happy without everybody else's approval.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I love that. And, you know, I'm excited to see where your podcast goes. I think it's going to do really well. Obviously, she is a mommy of two. She has twins. So you look good, girl.
Thanks.
But before we go, did you have any questions or any like thing that you'd like to share, you know, on here?
Well, do you want to talk about what a bad employee you are? Because I feel like that's the focus right now, is that we just want to keep bringing up all the things that you did wrong. But, you know.
Let's talk about what I did right, why you liked me.
No. What are your plans? Are you planning on moving back to the industry when everything reopens?
If I get the opportunity.
Yeah?
If I get the opportunity, I'll do it as a side hustle, because I'm going to go to school at the end of this month. So, I mean, obviously, I would love a weekend job that pays cash tips that, you know, I can still have my 4 days
you think you're going to
off.
have a different outlook on how you are as an employee with everything that happened? No, I'm not. That's not like a dick question. Like, but just in general, like how everything just got taken from underneath you. Like, you know, are you going to try and be a better employee? You know, what are your plans for that?
You're right. You're right. No, I do, because I think about all the nights that I just complained, and I'm like, I just want to sign the early out sheet, or I complained about this, that, and the other. I wish that I was going back to work tomorrow. I wish.
Yeah, I think so many people don't. I mean, because everybody got laid off. Like, that's it. Everyone
completely laid off.
The people the clubs that did just lay everyone off, there's no question on if I have to bring you back or not. So it's like, are you sitting there thinking like, was I good enough for them to want me back? Like,
Right.
you know, can you honestly sit here and say, like, shit, will they want to bring me back or not?
Yeah.
You know, that's a real question I think a lot of people are asking.
Yeah, that's true. I can say that for me individually, like, I think that average across the board, we've all taken our job for granted. But I will say this, though. When I hit a rock bottom in 2017 at the end of the year and all of 2018. I went through some shit that, you know, I didn't know if I was going to be able to pick myself back up. So I really, when I started working at Jewel last year and I just put all my effort into it, and I just told myself, like, you know, this is it, and I need to be very, very grateful that I'm here.
That's good.
So, and you know, I have the same attitude that I did at DRAI'S. Just put your effort in, because you know me about making that money, you know.
Oh, I know.
Well, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Bottle Girl Diaries. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button below. Also, drop me a comment and let me know who or what you'd like to see featured on our next upcoming episodes. For sneak peeks throughout the week of what we have coming up, you can follow us on our page at Bottle Girl Diaries Official or my personal page at I Am Cindy Nansiri, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!